Good evening, fans, and welcome to another exciting Channel 22 sports presentation. I'm Rufus Washington, joined this evening by Deborah Savage. We're here at Leuzinger High School as the Olympians take on the host, the visiting Santa Monica Vikings in a Bay League matchup here on an unusual Monday night. Not Monday Night Football, but Monday Night Prep Sports. We're going to get Deborah in here in just a moment. We're ready for the opening tip. That's the referee, Mike Estes, who will prepare for the tip. And we'll set the lineups for you in just a moment. Should be a good contest between two teams, record-wise, fairly evenly matched, and we'll talk about that in just a moment as Leuzinger controls the opening tip. On your camera, they'll be moving to the left in the first half. Second half, they'll go to the right. Leuzinger right now operating out on the wing. Talked to Coach Showalter a little bit before the game. He said one of the keys for his team is that they've got to limit their turnovers. They're a very young team. He said he'd be satisfied if they got less than 20 turnovers this game. Still operating on the perimeter. This time we see the ball passed around to Greg Culpepper, trying to go inside the big 34. That's Darryl Street. I don't need to tell you that Street's a big kid. You can see that for yourself when you look at him. Listed in the program at 6'9", and he's a junior. This Leuzinger team, a very young Leuzinger team, only 2 seniors on the entire squad. The rest of it comprised principally of juniors and a couple of sophomores. Santa Monica now on offense. That shot from the perimeter doesn't go. That was Brett DeAngelis with the shot. They claimed the offensive rebound. Here's another shot from the left corner. That one put up by Greg Walker. So we're still scoreless. Just a minute gone by here in the contest. Deborah, your early thoughts?
Well, right now, both of these teams have got to get settled down. But I talked to both coaches, and what they're looking for is consistency from their teams.
Got the foul called on Santa Monica. Looked like they called that one on number 21, Greg Walker. Going out for the Olympians, as we mentioned, was number 34, Darryl Street. Let's talk about the Olympian lineup now while they're in possession. Right now on the floor for them is number 2, Billy Stone, joined by number 22, Donnell Wright. We'll get the other guys in a moment as we move in transition down to the Santa Monica side. Their shot up, no good, taken down by Donnell Wright. Now joining them, number 5, Greg Culpepper. Number 3, Dorrell Wright. And finally, number 32, Fule Tioni. Foul inside. It's going to go against the Olympians on the shot by Santa Monica. Our umpire, I should say, Charles Davis. Davis indicates that it's a shooting foul, and that's going to send Pablo Dressy to the line to shoot 2. Santa Monica's lineup that they've got on the floor right now is Brett DeAngelis. You'll see his number 10. At the free throw line is Pablo Dressy. Down on the lane alone with them is Greg Walker. In the backcourt, 32, Scott Roberts, and number 3, Mark Calder. So Leuzinger gets it over in the corner, but they're going to lose possession. So that's one of those many turnovers that Coach Showalter talked about, Deborah, in terms of Leuzinger trying to limit them. We're still early in first quarter action, fans. I score right now 2-0. The Olympians with the lead. Out of bounds off the Olympians. Santa Monica inbounds. We do have a shot clock in effect, as I'm sure all of you high school fans know. Usually not a factor. And doesn't appear that it's going to be one tonight. A lot of guys skying. Santa Monica getting a lot of good looks at it. Can't get it to go down, though. And they're going to get yet another shot, Deborah. So Santa Monica has gotten about 3 shots already on this possession. They They look to inbound, get it out top, beyond the three-point arc. Now over here on the right corner, that shot put up, no good. And we're gonna have a foul against Greg Walker. There you see him on your screen of Santa Monica. Leuzinger to inbound.
Now, Leuzinger comes into this contest with a lot of strength, so their strength lies in their height. And they have a lot of talented young players, so let's see if they get started now.
They are indeed a very tall team. As I mentioned before, one of the tallest front courts in the Bay League. Another turnover there. If we can keep track of those, that's 2 early turnovers here, Deborah. Pass inside. And Leuzinger puts the shot up. You got bodies falling all over the place. Gives us a chance to congratulate the Leuzinger girls team, their varsity girls team, on a victory over the Santa Monica girls team. They won by a margin of 53-36, if I'm not mistaken. A good win for the Leuzinger girls, whose program has gotten stronger in each of the last 3 or 4 years, Deborah. That shot goes up, it's no good. Santa Monica still controls. They get the shot up, partially blocked. Gonna have a foul called on the play. The referee, Mike Estes, who was outside, calls that foul on Donnell Wright, the 6'7" forward. At different times, Leuzinger can put a lineup on the floor of guys who are 6'9", 6'7", 6'4", 6'6". That free throw finally rolls in. So at the 4:45 mark of the first quarter, Santa Monica gets on the board courtesy of the free throw by Pablo Dressi. Our score now 2-1. Santa Monica with the offensive rebound. Leuzinger's zone press gives them some trouble. They turn it over. Now Leuzinger with a chance of their own. That's number 2 with the shot, Billy Stone. Stone's going to be fouled on the play.
And Stone's a tremendous athlete. He has a knack for putting the ball in the basket, so we'll look for more great things from him later on in the game.
Stone shooting 2, gets the first to go. A couple of substitutes now come on for Leuzinger. That's Quentin Crooks. He's a 6'4" junior, along with David Knee. And David's a freshman, the only freshman on this team. It's our first opportunity to hear fans on Lawndale's cable channel 22 to get a look at the Leuzinger Olympians. As we mentioned, coming into tonight's contest, Leuzinger is 2-7 in Bay League competition, 7-14 overall. Santa Monica comes in at 4-5 in league competition and 10-11 overall. Their head coach, of course, James Heck. Leuzinger's head coach, Travis Showalter. So thus far, the Santa Monica scoring has been all courtesy of Pablo Dressi, and he's made 2 out of 4 free throws, and looks like we're getting a traveling call here.
And Pablo Dressi is their main scorer, so we're going to look for them to go to him a lot tonight. Pablo averages 11 points a game.
Santa Monica showing some token pressure in the backcourt. Leuzinger easily beats it. Now they trap him over on the sideline. Get the pass away. Again, ball out on the perimeter. Got your freshman on the floor now. That's number 24, David Knee. And Santa Monica gets a hand on it, and Leuzinger retains possession. We've got 3:44 left in the first quarter, fans. Low-scoring contest thus far, but if you're a Leuzinger fan, at least you're happy to be on the top side of the low score. 1 on the shot clock. Shot goes up. No violation because it drew iron. Leuzinger gets a fresh 35.
You made a comment about it being low scoring. You know, their last game against Maricosta last Friday was a low scoring game. They pulled it out, but it was 36-29.
So Leuzinger right now operating against a 3-2 zone by Santa Monica. Not getting a lot of stuff to do. Santa Monica getting their own share of rebounds, looking to run here. They get it up and in. Foul will go against David Knee. Scored a basket, I believe. And the basket is good. Leuzinger bringing on a trio of substitutes now, number 3, 5, and 34. Of course, that's Dorrell Wright, Greg Culpepper, and Darryl Street come on. Brett DeAngelis completes the three-point play, and for the first time tonight, Santa Monica has the lead at 5-4.
Now, I talked to Leuzinger's team earlier this evening, and all three of the players were in agreement, Wright and Culpepper, that they get off to a slow start, and that's what we see here.
Santa Monica looking to push itself. Sniff there, and now they bring it back out top. Get over behind the three-point arc. That shot put up doesn't go. Leuzinger came down with the rebound. They do control. We're going to have a foul call. That foul is going to go against Santa Monica. They call the foul on Pablo Dressi. That's his first of the game. Leuzinger doesn't have much problem breaking the press put on by Santa Monica. Admittedly, it's a token press at best as Quentin Crooks puts a shot up from the left corner. Leuzinger back on top now, fans, 6-5. We've got just under 2 minutes left here in the first quarter. Pass attempted inside, partially deflected, but they get it back. Again, good ball movement by Santa Monica. Reminiscent of the kind of ball movement that you see the Duke Blue Devils use quite often. That shot put up and in.
Excellent ball movement by Santa Monica on the perimeter. And that's what they're going to have to do to get, to win this game tonight.
Crooks escapes the double team. However, he ends the play with a charge, player control foul. Player control foul called against him. That's his second of the game. Santa Monica to inbound on the end line. There you see Dressi inbounding to Brett DeAngelis. DeAngelis brings the ball up court. There's a pass inside to number 32, Scott Roberts. They lose it. Leuzinger comes away with it. Leuzinger looking to run on their own. Sepfole Tione couldn't handle. Three-point shot put up and in by Dressi. Doesn't take you long to realize, Deborah, that Pablo Dressi is one of the key players for Santa Monica.
Exactly. He's the go-to guy for them tonight.
So Leuzinger, again, relatively easily beating the press, and that's good. Saw the press in the girls' varsity game give the Santa Monica girls a lot of trouble. This Leuzinger team seeming somewhat immune at this point to the pressure, to the half-court pressure of Santa Monica. Now, as Leuzinger looked inside to Darryl Street, we had a foul on him by Scott Roberts.
Now, Darryl Street is their big man, number 34, but they have yet to go inside to him like they should to use him. They've only gone inside to him once this quarter.
Well, granted, while it's our first opportunity to see them play, I do watch enough basketball, Deborah, to know that Street probably at this stage in his career is not the primary option. This kid whose game is still coming along. Again, Santa Monica scores on the inside. So I scored now 12-6 with 1.2 seconds left. That shot put up is good if it goes, but it doesn't. So we've got our first stanza in the books. And after 8 minutes, the Vikings of Santa Monica High School lead the Leuzinger Olympians by a score of 12-6 right here on Lawndale's Community Cable, along with Hawthorne Community Cable and our partners at Time Warner Communications.
Now, in order for Leuzinger to get in this game, they're going to have to move the ball inside. They're going to have to work it to their big man. I was talking to Santa Monica's coach earlier, and his main concern was number 34, number 2, and number 3. But right now, it doesn't appear they're a factor, Rufus.
Well, certainly 34, and of course, that's Darryl Street, as we mentioned. Stone, number 2, and Wrights, number 3, are a good trio to be concerned about. But right now, Street has not been much of an impact, as you so duly noted there in the first quarter. But we've still got a lot of basketball left tonight in this Bay League contest.
Yeah, I talked to Darryl Street earlier before the game, and I asked him what was his favorite part of the game, and he said he liked to score. Simple, plain, that's just it. He liked to score. So we expect him to pick it up this second quarter.
Well, second quarter will be starting in just a moment. Santa Monica will have possession right now. Leuzinger brings out on the floor to start the second quarter. Stone, Wright, Culpepper, Street, and Donnell Wright. I must admit, I'll have to find out at halftime if they're related. Or do you know if they're related? The two Wright brothers.
No.
That shot put up from the outside, no good. Rebound taken down by Street. Culpepper running point right now, gives it over to Stone. Stone trapped against the sideline. Gets it off to Donnell Wright. That shot goes up. Doesn't go, but we're going to have a foul call on the play.
Now, number 22, Donnell Wright, is about to step up to the free throw line. And I talked to him earlier. He was telling me he would give Shaq some pointers on shooting free throws. So let's see if he's able to make his free throws, and that's why he had some pointers for Shaq.
That shot put up and in by Donnell Wright. That's the first of 2 free throws as we're here early in the second quarter. That makes it a 12-7 contest. Second free throw doesn't go, but good offensive rebound put up and in by the 6'6" Dorrell Wright. So I guess one good Wright deserves another, huh?
Exactly.
I'm going to find out. This guy's, well, I'll develop that point in a moment. Leuzinger with possession right now, trailing by a score of 12-9, just under 7 minutes left in the half. Going to have a traveling call against the Olympians.
Looks like number 3, Dorrell Wright. He wanted to go up for the shot, and he wanted to pass. He couldn't make up his mind on that one and got called for the walk.
They got to be twins, Deborah. They got the same. Their first name start with the same initial. They're in the same grade. Yeah, there's the play there put up and in by Greg Culpepper.
Number 5, Greg Culpepper, the senior leadership on this team. No, if I'm not not mistaken, I talked to number 22, Donnell, right before the game, and he told me he was an only child.
Okay.
Yeah, he's an only child, so they're not related at all. Well, I can't say they're not related. They're not siblings, brothers.
All right.
I think it's a coincidence that they have the same last name, right?
So, Pablo Dressy back at the line. Dressy shot good. Makes it now a 14-11 contest. That shot put up from the perimeter is good by number 3, Dorrell Wright.
And Dorrell Wright told me earlier he had his best game was 28 points, so he likes to score. So we'll look for him to shoot the ball a lot more.
Got a hand check called against Greg Culpepper of the Olympians. That's going to send to the line Khalif Parker, number 15 for Santa Monica. First free throw, good. Santa Monica now leading by a basket. Chance to extend that to 3, and they do. So Parker makes a pair of free throws to make our score 16-13. Just under 6 minutes here in the first half at Leuzinger High School. Flop not called, basket scored. So we're gonna have a timeout charge to Santa Monica, a 30-second timeout. We've got, as I said, just under 6 minutes left here in the first half, Deborah, and Leuzinger has climbed back in it after trailing by 6 at the half, 12-6. They now only trail by a point at 16-15.
Yeah, exactly. What Leuzinger has started to do is work the ball inside, work it into their big man, and they're scoring. They're starting to play consistent ball and move the ball, and that's what they're going to have to do.
So coming out of the timeout, it's going to be Santa Monica's ball. They inbound it. No pressure by the Olympians, at least not in the backcourt. In the front court, they're playing very aggressively, contesting every shot. That shot goes up. Santa Monica getting 2 and 3 looks at it and coming away empty-handed.
Santa Monica's getting a look, but they're going in tentatively. They're going to have to go in strong and not be afraid of the big man down low.
That shot put up and in. That's your guy. That's Darryl Street. I believe that's Darryl's first bucket of the night. Leuzinger forcing the turnover. They now lead by a score of 17-16. Both teams are in the bonus, so we'll be shooting free throws on every foul. Dorrell Wright handling out top, goes around, looks for his shot along the baseline. It goes up. Dorrell takes a tumble. Referee Mike Estes says he was fouled. That's going to send him to the line to shoot 2.
At 6'6", Jarrell is one of the most versatile players here on the team. He is their swingman. He can play a variety of roles for Leuzinger.
Jarrell's first free throw, good. Wholesale substitutions coming on the floor now for both teams.
That substitution looked like a hockey match substitution.
Exactly, they're changing lines. It's a line shift. So Leuzinger goes from big to bigger.
Now when Leuzinger goes from big to bigger like that, that means they're not going to press because they don't press with their big man.
Deborah Savage providing the color commentary for us tonight in the absence of our colleague Dave Marks, who had another reporting assignment. So he couldn't be with us this evening, but sends his regards and wants the fans here to know that his thoughts are here. Scored a basket for the Olympians. The Olympians now have jumped out to a 21-16 lead.
They're starting to warm up and get going. They told me earlier they get off to a slow start. I asked them why, and they were like, we don't know, but they're not going to do that again tonight. So looks like they're turning it on early.
Going to get a foul called here on Demetrius Dobie. That's going to send Charles Stokes to the line. Stokes going to the line to shoot 2. Coming on now for Santa Monica, that's Terrell May, and we'll set that for you in a moment. Let's look at Stokes' free throw. Free throw is up and good. There you see number 4, Terrell May, in your lineup for Santa Monica. Second free throw doesn't go. Santa Monica got a hand on it, but Leuzinger controls as they push it up. That's number 24, David Knee with the push. That shot from outside put up and in by Quentin Crooks. Crooks has a couple of baskets from the outside, and now it's a 23-17 game, and that forces Santa Monica to another timeout, this time a full timeout.
Number 20, Quentin Crooks, he's a junior forward who moved up from the JV squad mid-season, and he's averaging over 25 points.
So, Santa Monica, after leading by a margin of at 16-15 over the Olympians, have been outscored 8-1 in the last couple of minutes.
And at this point, the coach can't be happy. Santa Monica's coach can't be happy with them because he wants them to stay close in order to have a chance in this game.
Santa Monica gets it inside. Now they get it down low. Got a foul called against the Olympians. We'll have to see who they post that on the scoreboard against. My thinking is that they call it against Quentin Crooks, and that is the indication. Crooks with 3 immediately substituted for. He'll come off, and Billy Stone will come on for him.
Great ball movement that time by Santa Monica. I mean, they have their small guys in there, but they are not afraid to move the ball in and down to the low post and go for their shots.
First free throw is good. So a pair of free throws put up and in by Khalif Parker.
Khalif Parker is one of Santa Monica's main go-to substitutions, so he's bringing a lot in for this team off the bench tonight.
A score 23-19. We're approaching 3 minutes left here in the first half. Leuzinger with the lead. And a good follow shot put up and in by the Olympians. Olympians showing pressure in the half court. Knocked out of bounds by Knee. So Knee's aggressive hustle and energy on defense gives you some indication as to why he, as a freshman, is playing on the varsity.
Exactly. You know, they expect for him to develop.
Comes out, taken off the rim. Indication underneath is that it's going to be Santa Monica's ball. Not a call that Coach Showalter exactly agreed with. And we're going to have a violation. 5-second violation against Santa Monica. Leuzinger forces the turnover.
Excellent defense on Leuzinger's part at that time, keeping them, stopping them from bringing the ball in.
Nice interior pass. You got to travel there. Let's see if we get to travel first, and we do. As I may have mentioned to you fans, do a little officiating myself, so now add another dimension to my broadcast offerings to you. That shot put up and in by Brett DeAngelis. So Santa Monica now trails by a score of 25-21.
Santa Monica is not afraid to take it in down low. They're taking it down low and shooting over the big man, Rufus.
Well, it's a 4-point game with 2 minutes left. Knee in the half. Knee looking to pass. They get around on the perimeter. Now they get it down low to the big man. He turns. His shot doesn't go. As I said, still developing his game. That shot put up from the perimeter by Parker. Khalif Parker, and he's got 7 or 8 points here. And all of a sudden, we've got a 2-point contest with 1:32 left in the first half.
Yeah, Rufus, on that last possession, number 34, Darryl Street, he wasn't ready for that shot. That's why he put it up quickly and he missed it.
Well, you teach guys, at least I teach my guys, who, by the way, I should mention to the fans out there, my youth league team just clinched the conference title down in Orange County. So far, they're 8-0, looking for a perfect regular season of 10-0. We've got 2 games left. Turnover by the Olympians. They look to force another one, and they do. So the Olympians giveth, and the Olympians taketh back.
Quick hands there by Billy Stone on that play.
David Knee gives it off to Fule Tioni. Tioni out on the perimeter. That shot put up and in by Darrell Wright. Nice little jump hook there by Darrell Wright. Makes it a 27-23 game. We've got just under a minute left here in the first half. A good first half so far. Our ref says we're going to have shots on the other end. Leuzinger going to the free throw line. And it'll be Darrell Wright going to the line for the Olympians.
Darrell Wright has attracted a lot of attention from some colleges. I talked to him and I asked him where would he like to go, Rufus, and he told me Texas Tech. He said right now they're the ones who are showing interest in him. I said Bobby Knight's land, and he says yes, he'd love to play for Coach Bobby Knights.
Well, he'd certainly be going to a coach that'll demand nothing but the very best from you. I'm not sure in recent years that I've seen many kids who said, I want to go play for Bobby Knight.
Well, I was surprised when he said it. I was surprised, and I asked him how was his GPA, and he just smiled at me. I said, well, don't worry. If you go down there, he'll raise it for you.
So, with 34 seconds left in the half, the shot clock is turned off. 29-23 is our score right now in favor of the Olympians. They're looking for the final shot. They lead by 6 with a chance to maybe increase it. 17 seconds now left in the half. Ball still on the perimeter. Knee dribbles over, gives it to Darrell Wright. His shot from three-point range goes up, doesn't go. And we're going to have a foul with 5.8 seconds left. Well, no foul call. Let me correct that.
Looks like he was
Coach
on the line.
Walter barking an instruction. There was an out of bounds against the Olympians. 2 seconds left. That shot up and in by number 10, Brett DeAngelis. And he cuts a 6-point lead in half at the first half buzzer by making it a 29-26 score at halftime here at Leuzinger High School on Lawndale's Community Cable Channel 22, Hawthorne Community Cable Channel 22, and our partners at Time Warner Communications. We're going to take a halftime break, fans, and we will join you at the beginning of the second half. And fans, you're back. There's the inbound play to start the second half. Olympians inbounding. They now moving from the left to the right. Ball out top. They get on the baseline. That shot no good, but the follow by Donnell Wright. And I'm going to get these guys right in a moment. And 22 is Donnell Wright. 3 is Dorrell Wright. Two of the big key players for the Olympians. There's a steal there by Stone. Stone goes in for the layup. So Leuzinger scores a quick 4 coming out of the break to extend their 3-point lead now to 7. Santa Monica, there's an attack of the basket. On the pass off, they turn it over. Leuzinger gets it. Comes out now. That's Knie. Knie passes inside to the big guy. Big guy throws it up. It doesn't go to big guy. Of course, it's Darryl Street. Santa Monica with the push. That's Pablo, number 5 there. And another turnover. Pablo Dressi is what I was looking for. So, Coach Heck doesn't like what he sees out of a couple of matchups on the floor, so he brings on some substitutes. We'll set the lineup for you in just a moment. Still here early in third quarter action. Leuzinger leading 33-26. They scored 2 quick baskets out of the break. Once again, they're looking inside to Darryl Street. Perhaps wanting to get the big man a little more involved. Santa Monica's defense right now being effective. Street being guarded by an undersized number 44, Christian Curry. However, off of the turnover, they have the ball. That shot put up by DeAngelis doesn't go. Now you got Wright running. Wright looks at turning it over. A couple of guys take a tumble, and Wright's going to stay down. That's number 22, Donnell Wright. Now he gets up slowly. Deborah, your thoughts?
Well, on that play, you were saying number 44, who's come in to guard number 34, Darryl Street, much to his grandfather's dismay. His grandfather's here, Sidney Thompson, and he's here supporting his grandson, but he'd rather he have a smaller opponent than number 34, Street.
Well, I think I'd rather myself have a smaller opponent, too. A few guys you can think of in terms of guarding Street, one of the first ones that comes to mind is Shaq. You know.
That's true, because Street's, he weighs 300 pounds himself, so he'd be a good matchup for Shaq.
Santa Monica with the good ball moving, looking to get it inside. Number 44, calling for it, gets it inside. Let's see, he's going to be fouled on the reach in by Knie. And he's going to go to the line to shoot 2. Let's talk for a moment about the Santa Monica lineup. Right now on the floor, they've got
They have quite a few people to move in and out for substitutions.
so a pair of free throws. And the one guy that we couldn't see is number 20, Kyle Troop. So that's the Santa Monica lineup that's on the floor right now. They trail by 5 at 33-28. Shot from downtown put up, doesn't go. It's going to come off and go long, and it'll go to Santa Monica. Leuzinger lineup, while we've got a chance to tell you it, is number 3, Dorrell Wright. Number 24, Dave Knie. 34 is Darryl Street. 10 is Quentin Crooks. And number 2 is Billy Stone. Ball saved by the Olympians. Knie handling the guard duties, seemingly for the Olympians. Looks for someone to pass it to, throws it away. That pass stolen by number 13, Gordon. Gordon looking for someone to give it off to. They get it over to Brett DeAngelis, which isn't a bad person to get it to, and tipped by the Olympians as it's thrown out of bounds.
Looked like number 24, David Knie, got a hand on that one, Rufus.
So it'll be Santa Monica's ball to inbound. Having some trouble. Now they get it inbounds. Nice bounce pass. DeAngelis out top, running things for Santa Monica. The Vikings is their mascot. They move it around the perimeter. They now get it underneath. Good looking pass. Bad miss there by number 33 for Santa Monica. Chris Gary missed an absolute gimme, but he'll go to the line to try to get two the hard way.
Good ball movement by Santa Monica on that play. Rufus Gary, at least after he missed the shot, he stuck with it, got his rebound, and went back up.
Gary's free throw up and in. While he prepares to take the second, let me run through you just a couple of first half stats for the Olympians in the scoring column. Wright, and that's Dorrell Wright, I believe had 14. Street had 4. Crooks had 4. Crooks the only Olympian with 3 fouls. We'll get you some Santa Monica stats on their next possession. Got a foul call inside. That foul's going to go on Chris Gary. So Leuzinger to inbound here. 4:22 left in the third quarter. Our score now 33-30. Santa Monica with a good push of the basketball. That's Kyle Troop. They've got a number of good players on this team, putting it up and in. Pablo Dressy. Dressy had 7 points in the first half. That adds to his total. Brett DeAngelis with 10. Khalif Parker with 6. Good ball hawking defense by Kyle Troop out top. And they rotate that over, and it's going to be off the Olympians. That's number 3, Dorrell Wright, who lost the handle.
I talked to Dorrell Wright earlier in the game, and he was telling me, ironically, he comes from a family of baseball players rather than basketball players.
Traveling inside against the Olympians. Looking to make his move was Pablo Dressy. Took too many steps to do it, though. Kyle Troop with the excellent defensive play and the reverse layup. And Santa Monica fans has jumped back on top at a score of 34-33. Close to forcing Leuzinger into a timeout. No indication yet. But Coach Showalter barking a lot of orders to his troops. That shot put up doesn't go for Wright. Donnell Wright, if you see him on the street. Reverse layup put up and in by number 13, Charles Gordon. And now Santa Monica leads by 3. So after trailing by 7, you've got a 10-point swing here. At one point it was 33-26, and now it's 36-33. And gonna have a blocking call against Santa Monica. One that quite frankly looks like it could have gone either way, Deborah. But that call is going to send number 32 to the line. And why don't you tell me how to pronounce number 32's name?
Number 32, because you know I have a pronunciation for you here. That is Folatione.
Folatione.
That's right. Very nice young man. I spoke with him earlier, and I was asking him what college he was interested in. He mentioned Fresno State.
6'4", 10th grader. Guy with an eye on the future.
Yep, he said tonight.
When I was in 10th grade, I was just thinking about getting to the 10th and a half grade.
Well, he has a lot of other things on his mind. He's also thinking about playing football this coming year. And, you know, I talked to him before the game, and I hit him with a question they didn't expect. I asked him who was his favorite WNBA player, and he thought for a second and said Cheryl Swoops.
Well, it shows you guy knows a little about the game. You would expect most folks around here, as we were talking earlier, to just say Lisa Leslie because that'd be the first name they could think of. Cheryl Swoops, a great college player. I remember her from her days at Texas A&M, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. From Brownsville, Texas, two-time Olympian.
Another Olympian turnover, and that turnover compounded by a foul. Mike Estes steps in to cut off a little bit of the smack going on between Stone and DeAngelis. So Santa Monica inbounds, 2:30 left in the third. Right now they lead by a score of 36-34. DeAngelis gets him up in the air, doesn't get the basket to go, and you get the hell ball call, and it's going to be Santa Monica's ball on this end.
Smart move by number 10, Brett DeAngelis. He didn't make the basket, but at least he took the initiative and drove in and took the shot.
Yeah, right to the middle. That's the same thing I'm thinking. Their coach is saying, why didn't you shoot? Excellent block there by Donnell Wright. And we get the call there by Mike Estes. Player control foul against Knee. It's going to give Santa Monica the ball. Let's see, that is Knee's third foul. 2 minutes left here in the third quarter, fans. Santa Monica leading by a score of 36-34 after trailing by a margin of 26-23 at the half. I should say 29-26 at the half.
Looking over to the Leuzinger bench, and it seems like Coach Showalter is starting to feel these fouls that his team is making.
Well, as we mentioned before, Coach Showalter knows that he has a young team. This is a Leuzinger team building for the future. You talk about next year, and at least still these days you can talk in terms of high school about next year. Scored a basket there for number 33, Chris Gary.
Yeah, as I talked to Coach Showalter before the game, last year he did have 6 seniors leaving, but this year will be different. He'll have only 1 senior leaving that's starting, so he'll have a team that he can build on.
Not only are they young, they're very big, and I can tell you that size is going to come into play next year for the Olympians. It's already coming into play this year, but as these guys get more developed and more experienced, which comes when you've got a young team, there's nothing better than guys just going ahead and getting the play-in time. Now coming back on the court is 34, Darryl Street. And that basket put up and in by Donnell Wright. And at the top of the half, I may have said Darrell Wright had the 14. I should amend that to say it was Donnell Wright with the 14. Wright comes down with the rebound. Gives it off to his guard, Greg Culpepper. Culpepper brings it up against the ball-hawking defense of Charles Gordon. And you're going to get Darrell Wright going over the top, trying to get that rebound. 1:01 left here in the third.
Rufus Santa Monica is still in this game because their players aren't refusing to just stand on the perimeter and fire up the ball. They're driving inside, and when they don't make the basket, they stay in there for the rebound.
Darrell Wright, that's his second foul, so no foul trouble right now. Shot clock still in effect as we're under a minute. Shot put up from three-point range, and it goes. Nothing but net for Mark Coven. So now Santa Monica leads by 5 at 41-36. Play doesn't go for the Olympians. That was Darrell Wright. Olympians still maintain possession. Now they get it back. And although it was tipped away by Santa Monica, referee awards it to Santa Monica. We got 26 seconds left in the third quarter. Shot clock should be put to sleep. And it is. That pass nearly thrown away. 15 seconds. Leuzinger maintaining possession. Santa Monica zone seem to be giving them problems. And there's a turnover by Parker. And Parker goes in and scores the deuce with 5 seconds left. Pablo Dressi, rather, I'd say it Parker. No, I was right. That was Parker, number 15. That shot put up, no good. So Khalif Parker comes up with a huge turnover. Leuzinger, which for so much and at the start of the third, scored 2 quick baskets, had control of it seemingly. Santa Monica storms back to end the quarter, leading by 7 at 43-36, Deborah.
Exactly. Leuzinger started the third quarter, as you said, in control. They were scoring, but then they started to lose their heads and they weren't consistent. And that's what the coach said is part of their problem. They'll play good, strong basketball, and then they'll slack off. And right now, they sort of slacked off toward the end of that third quarter. Where on the other hand, Santa Monica kept their consistency, took good looks, good shots. When they did make their shots, got in there after the rebound and stuck with it.
So we've got 1 8-minute frame left, the fourth quarter, the fourth and final quarter, as they say. And as we start that quarter, fans, let me take one more opportunity to remind you that our score starting the fourth will be Santa Monica 43, Leuzinger 36. This broadcast made possible by Lawndale's Community Cable, Hawthorne Community Cable, and our partners at Time Warner Communications. Also tonight, we're working under a cooperative agreement with the folks at Santa Monica City Cable, headed by Robin G. So we look forward to them enjoying this broadcast as well. And right now, as it stands, looks like they may get a little more enjoyment out of it than the folks down here at Leuzinger. Of course, we got 8 minutes to see what the final tally will be. Leuzinger possession to open the fourth. They get it inside to Wright. Wright goes up, gets a good look at it. Shot doesn't go, but the follow is put up by Tione rather. Sorry about that.
That's okay. Fula Tione.
Deborah, my interpreter here.
It's only because he worked with me before the game.
All right. So he's going to go to the line to shoot 2. A couple of free throws Leuzinger really needs at this point.
Now,
and Tione does a masterful job of getting the first one to go at 43-37. Here's a second attempt. Good rotation, doesn't go, but Leuzinger comes down with the rebound, and you got an offensive foul that's called against Wright, Donnell Wright. And the key, well, let's see, on the board, they haven't changed it yet. And I think that that's going to be, well, you got a couple of questions. You got a question of whether or not it's a 1-1. Okay, now they attribute the foul to the correct person, and that's 4 fouls for Donnell Wright. You would think that Donnell Wright would be coming out soon. Here's a guy who can't afford to get in foul trouble. Leuzinger getting some good looks, not going. Wright stays with it, though, and gets it to go. Bear in mind, we've got almost a whole quarter at 7.5 minutes to go, and Donnell Wright right now on the floor with 4 fouls, Deborah.
as you say, right now he's right there and he's sticking right in it, Rufus.
Okay. And there you see Coach Showalter making the right move by taking Donnell Wright out, and he sends on Quentin Crooks as a substitute.
That was the right shot for
Santa Monica quickly scores, though. Extend their lead back to 6 at 45-39. Slap foul, no call there. Santa Monica comes away with it out of the traffic. They're pushing it, doing a lot of pushing for him right now. Number 33, we'll identify him for you. We've got that here in the program.
Oh,
Well, maybe we don't.
Oh, yeah, number
Actually, we
33, Chris Gary,
Chris Gary.
senior who's playing hard, hoping to make the league playoffs here.
He with the yellow Kobe shoes on. There you see in your frame there is 15, Khalif Parker, who's had a couple of big baskets for Santa Monica in this run. Front end of the 1-and-1 doesn't go for Santa Monica. Leuzinger comes away with the rebound. There on the push is Stone. Scores the basket, makes it a 4-point game. Santa Monica breaks the press fairly easily. Gets it over to DeAngelis. DeAngelis pulls it back out top. DeAngelis working with Parker, Gary, 44, Curry, along with number 20, Troop. Foul against the Olympians, going to send Santa Monica to the line. Once again, that's Khalif Parker to shoot 2.
Rufus, the tempo of this game has really picked up. Both teams have stepped their game up a notch, and both want to win tonight.
Well, it's anybody's game to win. Let me also take a moment to thank our statistician, Chris Phillips. And I know that this is Chris's second year supplying the stats here at Leuzinger, and she does a very fine job of it. And while she's doing stats, she also sells candy bars, trying to raise money for the baseball team. But the statisticians at all the schools we cover do an excellent job of making our job so much easier. Leuzinger gets it up against the press, and now you're going to have a foul call. That one's easy. Recall, that's going to go against Pablo Dressi. That's going to be Dressi's 4th, so he immediately comes off. Coming back on is Christian Curry. A lot of basketball time left, fans. 6-point ball game at 47-41. Leuzinger's on the short of that 6. Got a foul call against Santa Monica. From the looks of it, looks like number 33, Chris Gary, is one of their emotional players. Gary doing a lot of talking. Referee Estes says, "I didn't understand what you said," which is a way of saying, if you say it again, I'm going to tee you up. But that's the idea. Ref has to maintain control and respect on the floor. And again, as I said, as a ref, Deborah, I've got very little tolerance myself for players yakking at me. Because when you're a ref, it's enough to have coaches and the fans yakking at you without the players joining in. So.
Exactly. Well, it looks like another change of possession there. On that last play, it seems like Leuzinger's smallest player on the floor, number 5, Greg Culpepper, came down with the rebound.
And that basket put up and in by Crooks. Again, Leuzinger's height playing a big factor there. They get it out. Of course, it doesn't play any factor on that shot by Kyle Troop, as he gets nothing but net. Leuzinger pushes it up. They get it underneath again. Basket wouldn't go for them. They try to come away with it. They don't, but they've got numbers back defensively, and that forces Santa Monica to slow it down. Troop gets it over to Brett DeAngelis. DeAngelis calls Parker out top with him. Gives it off to him. Now to get inside the Troop. Troop with the bounce pass inside to Curry. It doesn't go, and Leuzinger comes away with it. 5 minutes left in the contest. Santa Monica leading by 6, but Leuzinger has possession. Shot put up and in by Crooks. Crooks with a couple of big baskets here, keeping Leuzinger close. They trail now by 4, and we're going to get a timeout at the 4:42 mark, with Santa Monica leading by a margin of 49-45. Coach Heck says, let's talk it over, guys, on Lawndale's, Hawthorne's, and Time Warner's cable communication system. Fans, we're glad you're here to join us as always. Gives us an opportunity to let you know that tentatively on the schedule, our next broadcast is the Leuzinger Olympians traveling to North Torrance That's an early afternoon game. We're still working out some of the details of it. But we know that you'll join us as always right here on Lawndale's Community Cable Channel 22. All right, we're waiting for actions. We come out the timeout, waiting for the refs to signal them back in. That's the second horn.
Rufus, there's 5 games left in the league, so both teams, this is a must-win for both teams tonight. This will be a good motivating factor, good motivating win, so they both want to win this one.
Well, Leuzinger certainly has a lot of reason to. Their faint playoff hope still alive, but as you said, they're going to need a couple of victories because right now, with the 7 wins, they need to get to at least 12, which means they've got to run off a winning streak, and that winning streak needs to start tonight.
4 out of 5.
And a foul call against the Olympians, and you got a technical as well. The foul and the technical are going to go against Donnell Wright. Wright, as we mentioned, the 6'7" junior, expect a bit more maturity to be demonstrated. No, he wasn't pleased with the call, not wanting to come out of the contest, and obviously none of the Leuzinger faithful wanting him to come out, but that was a call the official made. This is where you got to be aware of the situation and the circumstance and not cost your team. So he's already banished from the game on the DQ for fouls, and now he cost his team a point on the technical.
Well, the coach has him over there sitting, so I think he'll take a moment to cool down and realize that this is a really important game for them, and he'll get himself together.
Well, he's done for the game, Deborah. He just fouled out. So he'll
really cool down now.
Right. He have a couple of days to get himself together. Santa Monica with the ball against some excellent defense by Leuzinger. He sent a lot of guys after Brett DeAngelis with the fake, gets 3 of them to go up. He waits till they come down, and then he goes up and makes a deuce. And now we're going to get a pushing foul against Kyle Troop. Our margin right now is 7 points, Deborah, but both teams are in the bonus, so we're going to be getting a lot of free throws the rest of the way.
Both
of course,
teams
with
are
Donnell Wright fouling out, excuse me, it makes it a little easier on this old announcer because now I only have to remember one Wright, and that's number 3, Darrell Wright.
All right, I'm gonna hold you to that.
Oh, I will. So would you say that Donnell Wright made the wrong move when he drew that technical?
Exactly. That was not the right move.
Right. Okay, having just a little bit of fun here, fans. We still got a ball game, though, just under 4 minutes. It's a 6-point game.
And the same amount of fun I had with both of those guys when I talked to them before the game. They had me in stitches. Really great young men. Really good guys.
Santa Monica inbounding, and they get a near turnover by Santa Monica. Vikings push it up. On the handle, that's Mark Colvin. So they've got a couple of guys that actually handle for them. Normally you can just about get your announcing timing down by knowing the position the guys plays, but they keep switching guys at the point. That's Colvin. He swings it over to Troop. Troop gets it inside to Pablo Dressi. Doesn't go. And in fact, it goes off of Santa Monica to be the Leuzinger basketball. Now you got Big 34, Darryl Street coming in, and Quentin Crooks goes off.
Under 5 minutes to go, Leuzinger's coach is really serious. So you'll notice that when he presses, he'll bring his big man out. He'll take him out of the game and put in a smaller lineup for pressing.
I think the other thing they were looking to do is get some scoring inside. There we go. Now the big man has the call for it. That pass is too hot to handle. That pass by Stone intended for Darrell Wright goes off of his hand. I'm sorry, pass by Culpepper, I should have said.
Number 5, Greg Culpepper, told me he's a cousin of NFL Dante Culpepper for the Minnesota Vikings.
Okay. He knows his relatives better than I do, so I'll take his word for it. Leuzinger will be inbounding, fans. We've got 3 minutes left. Leuzinger trailing by 6 at 52-46, but very much in the contest.
Number 32, Folationi, in substituting for number 34, Street.
Leuzinger right now having a little bit of trouble getting it inbounds down here on the end line. Because one of the things about this facility, let's face it, Lou House is a very, very old facility. Looking for the proper word, not old in a bad way, but it's just a classic. There you are. Thanks to the truck for helping me out on that. Sometimes the right word just doesn't come, even when you're a wordsmith. So, this classic building has very narrow end lines, not a lot of room for teams to work with when they're trying to inbound. And now you're going to have a foul. That foul's going to go against Culpepper.
And that contributed to what we saw, you know, not this game, but an earlier game between the girls where there was a slight accident down at the end of the court.
And at the 2:49 mark, haven't had any scoring in a little while, but going to the line is Kyle Troop. He's looking to change that. Doesn't on the first one. Troop misses a pair, but Leuzinger can't come down with the rebound. The big man Street lets it get away from him. Now they get it down low. Street just holds his hand straight up, forces it. Nice lead pass there, and it doesn't go, but we got a player control foul call against the Olympians. Stone thought he had possession for the nice lay-in.
Well, number 2, Billy Stone, he does bring a lot of punch and defense off the bench, so unlucky play on that last possession.
Leuzinger now being forced to press. Again, still very much in the game, only 6 points away. No scoring in the last couple of minutes, so fans, we've been stuck at 52-46 for a while. That's Tioni with the rebound. And Stone slows it up, gives it off to Culpepper. They get it inside to Darrell Wright, and he's fouled on the play. He's going to go to the line to shoot 2. Good opportunity here. Score a couple of points without the clock moving for the Olympians.
Darrell has attracted a lot of attention from colleges. I talked to him before the game, and I asked him what was his favorite part of the game, and he said dunk, but I haven't seen him do any of that here tonight.
No, you're right. We haven't seen a dunk yet, but Darrell scores a free throw, cuts that deficit to 5, and here's a chance to cut it to 4. And scored the 2 free throws for Darrell Wright. And we're gonna have a tie-up, and Leuzinger forces a turnover, a huge force there by the Olympians, gives them possession. Now we got the quick substitution as Crooks goes out and Street comes back in. Street gets it inside. Street nearly throws it away. I think if Street commits himself to ever to working on his game, he has the potential to be a very good player. And now you get the backcourt call.
That's true. This is only his second year of organized sports, so he's come quite a long ways. In fact, as a freshman, he was only 6'3", so he's grown about 5 or 6 inches since that time.
You know, a lot of times a young person, be they male or female, has to grow into their body and how to use it effectively and so forth. And when you have a spurt like that, it's not always, that your abilities match your size right away. But it does come together for most players. 1:27 left in the contest, fans. It's a 4-point game here. Santa Monica, though, on the top side of that at 52-48. Santa Monica to inbound over on the sideline. That's Pablo Dressi doing the inbounding. Gets it over to Parker. Parker to DeAngelis. DeAngelis shot, put up and in. Scored as a deuce. So it's back to a 6-point game. Minute 19 left. Leuzinger now needing to think 3. There's a shot by Crooks. Doesn't go. Couple of shots don't go. DeAngelis with it. Now they'll pull it out. See if they can't force the Olympians to foul. Under a minute left. And he's being told to foul, and there they give the foul. That's Billy Stone who commits. It's going to send DeAngelis to the line to shoot 2.
Billy's had a good playing night tonight. He usually averages 8.5 points a game, but he's provided a lot of good defense for Leuzinger in this competition.
I got to tell you, as DeAngelis makes the first, they're very impressed with both of these teams, both of which records right now. Santa Monica is going to draw to 500 at 11-11 overall. In fact, they'll be 500 all the way around the board in league play, in the Bay League, as well as overall. They'll be 5-5 in league play. Oh, it should have been a penalty there for a violation, I should say, for grabbing the rim. That foul goes against Stone. That'll be Stone's 4th.
Both of these teams, both young teams, come into this this match pretty evenly matched. I mean, Leuzinger has some big players, but on the other hand, Santa Monica has some players that have a little more varsity experience. Not much more, because they're young as well, but just a little bit more.
And so that makes our margin a 10-point game now with 42 seconds left. So it looks like doubling. Although there's some time left, it looks like Santa Monica makes the trip down the 405, and they're going to sneak out of here with the W against this very young Leuzinger team. That three-pointer put up and in by Billy Stone forces a timeout. Our score, 58-51. As we take a look at both teams in their huddle, there you see Coach James Heck and his squad. They're talking about how you protect a 7-point lead with under a minute left. Leuzinger, of course, Coach Travis Showalter you see there, talking about the things they're going to need to do. Clearly, some of that obviously is going to be to foul quickly, because you got to have possession here.
Exactly, and then get the ball into their big man down low so he can try and convert and make some baskets. But right now, Coach Showalter's going with the small lineup, so he's looking to press Santa Monica if and should when they get the ball.
And Santa Monica responds in part and kind with a smaller lineup of their own, or in fact, this is the lineup they had. So coach is looking to match it. Expect Leuzinger to foul quickly, and there they do. So with 30.4 seconds left, Santa Monica is going to go to the line, looking to extend their 7-point lead. That first free throw put up and in by Parker. Parker's second one good also. Now you got a substitute for the Olympians. You got Troop coming on and Parker goes off. Although Santa Monica applying some pressure, I'm sure they don't want to foul. Leuzinger maintains control. That three-pointer put up doesn't go. Leuzinger comes down with it. We got 20 seconds left. They need to get a shot away. That shot good by none other than Dorrell Wright.
Rufus, I'll have to say, you got the right one.
Well, here are a couple of old tricks there I use. I'll have to...
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm with you. Leuzinger still not giving up, though, although we've got less than 20 seconds left in the contest, and they lead by 60-54. It gives me one last opportunity, fans, to tell you this contest brought to you by Lawndale Community Cable Channel 22, Hawthorne Community Cable Channel 22, our corporate partners Time Warner Communications, as well as the folks over at Santa Monica under the leadership of Robin G. I'm also told that this broadcast will be made available in Gardena and El Segundo as well on Channel 6 on the Time Warner system, and soon, if not this week, in future weeks in Torrance as well. Our next game, when we go next week to play North Torrance, will be on Torrance's Channel 30. So, the education channel down there, good channel for folks to watch, so that's a good thing. Our viewership here is expanding, Deborah, and it has, and we're pleased with that.
That's true. And you're not the only one who's pleased right now. Coach Hex is probably pleased with 9 seconds to go. You know, he told me this is a very enjoyable team for him. And sometimes their play isn't predictable. But tonight, he's you know, they were predictable. They won.
And DeAngelis' free throw up and in makes it a 7-point margin now with 9 seconds to go. Makes it an 8-point margin. One final substitute, Troop coming back on as Parker goes off, and Santa Monica, if they're wise, would pull the press completely away and let the time expire and go ahead and get out of here with the W. There it is, one final shot put up, doesn't go, another shot put up, and that's the story of Leuzinger's night. A tale of missed opportunities here and missed opportunities there. They do make a pretty good game out of it. Our final margin, 62-54 in favor of Santa Monica. But for a young Leuzinger team, a very good effort, and they showed themselves very well, and their fans have every reason, Deborah, as I throw it to you for a couple of closing comments, to be optimistic about what the future of Leuzinger basketball holds.
Well, Leuzinger's future is very bright, very bright. They have a lot of young players. They have sophomores and juniors. So the coach is building on this team. They've done some good things, but he knows that they'll all be back next year, and they're all getting better. So they can't help but to rise and be a lot better next year.
And as they seek to get better, let's congratulate nonetheless the Santa Monica Vikings, who tonight showed themselves, as you said, to be the better team in terms of the final score of 62-54. Coach James Heck team right in the thick of the playoff hunt. A couple more wins puts them in. So they've got something real that they're shooting for. They played well as a team. Everybody contributed, including Brett DeAngelis, Pablo Dressick, Khalif Parker, and Kyle Troop off the bench, gave them big minutes. So it was an all-around team effort for them. And with that, they come away with the win. So we congratulate Santa Monica High School Vikings. And we invite you, our fans, on Lawndale's Community Cable Channel 22, Hawthorne's Cable Channel 22, and our partners at Time Warner. We invite you to join all of us again. This broadcast made possible under the expert direction of Tom Strickfaden, along with Don Todd from Time Warner, and the rest of the crew. On behalf of all of them, and my partner Deborah Savage, I'm Rufus Washington saying one last time, thank you and good night.
Good night.